Good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News on News First. I'm Natasha Disanaika. Let's start off with a look at the headlines. The inaugural session of the Northern Provincial Council takes place. CVK Sivananan appointed as the chair of the council. Sri Lankan High Commissioner to India says that India would be isolated if it does not attend Chogam. Obama urges congressional action on immigration reform. Taking a look at your stories in detail, the inaugural session of the Northern Provincial Council was held today in Kaithari, Jaffna.
Prior to the commencement of the council sessions, the Northern Provincial Council complex was declared open by the Governor of the Northern Province, Major General G.A. Chandrasiri. Subsequently, the proceedings of the council began. News First correspondent Vindhya Veerasurya reports from Jaffna with the latest details.
The
inaugural session of the Provincial Council commenced under the auspices of Chief Minister of the Province, C.V. Vigneshwaran. Members from the TNA were also present. The Chairman and Deputy Chairman for the province were also elected during the inaugural session of the Council. Accordingly, C.V.K. Sivananan was appointed as the Chairman of the Northern Provincial Council, while Anthony Vidanathan was appointed as Vice Chairman of the Northern Provincial Council. The Chief Minister of the Northern Province, C.V. Vigneshwaran, delivered his speech a few moments ago. The inaugural session of the Council is currently underway.
Sri Lankan High Commissioner to India Prasad Karyavasam says that if India decides to refrain from attending the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in November this year in Colombo, India would be isolated. According to the Hindu, the Sri Lankan diplomat has made this comment while addressing reporters in New Delhi.
The Sri Lankan High Commissioner had said that all governments in the Commonwealth had decided unanimously that the Commonwealth Summit would be held in Sri Lanka and there would be no boycott. Karyavasam had said that Prime Minister of India is not only a leader in this region, but a leader in Asia, leader in the Commonwealth, and even in fact the world. And it will be a decision that India will have to take, bearing in mind the national responsibilities and their profile. Karyavasam added that human rights violation takes place in every country in the world and a collective effort needs to be made to correct them. Last week, Foreign Secretary of India Sujata Singh said that the Prime Minister has been invited by Sri Lanka for Chogam and that the Indian government is yet to make a decision. She added that the decision will be taken closer to the date of Chogam, keeping in view the foreign policy, international obligations and national interests. She further said that foreign policy is an extension of domestic policy and it is meant to protect domestic interests, and any decision that will be taken will be keeping in view of the Indian interests, foreign policy and international obligations.
Now the Commonwealth Rally is touring key towns and cities of the island on day 24 of its journey ahead of the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting to be held next month. The rally is jointly organised by the NTV-MBC networks, the Ministry of Mass Media and Information and Sri Lanka Youth.
A ceremony to commence the Commonwealth Rally from Bibila took place this morning at the Bibila town. The chairman of the Bibila Pradesh Sabha, S.A.N. Chandrasekhara, hoisted the flag of South Africa at the event. Thereafter, the Commonwealth Rally began its journey to Buttala.
Now, the Chief Minister of the Northwestern Province, Dayasiri Jayasekara, addressing an event in Panduasnuwara, said that cleanliness is required to develop the productivity of the country.
If we are not taught about cleanliness from our childhood, there is no point of talking about development or making roads or even preparing clean-up programs. Cleanliness needs to be started off from the preschool level. If this continues for just 6 months, it would be the key factor to improve cleanliness in the entire province, let alone the district.
Moving on to more local news now, an individual who attempted to illegally smuggle foreign currency overseas was taken into custody at the International Katunayake Airport early this morning.
The value of the foreign currency is estimated at 7 million Sri Lankan rupees. Customs media spokesperson Leslie Gamini said that the arrested was a foreign national who was to fly to Singapore. The customs reported that 200,000 Saudi riyals were also discovered concealed in the luggage of the suspect.
A stock of cannabis worth over 1 million rupees was taken into the custody of the Dambakala police yesterday. The stock of cannabis was taken into custody following a raid conducted in the Nilgala Forest Reserve.
The cannabis plantation was discovered in the Tangalpitiya area within the Nilgala Forest Reserve, which boasts of numerous medicinal plants. According to the police, the cannabis was taken into custody following a 3-day operation. The police had taken steps to destroy the cannabis stock at the location itself, as it was difficult to transport. They also noted that samples of the destroyed cannabis are due to be presented to the Munragala Magistrates Court today.
Taking a look at yet another local story, the ruins of the palace of King Rajasingha I has been discovered during excavations that took place in the premises of the Sitawaka fortress. Assistant Director of Archeology for the Sabaragamuwa province, Tissamadura Piruma, said that the ruins of a stairwell of the palace has been discovered.
The second phase of excavations are currently taking place in the site believed to be the palace of King Sitawaka Rajasingha and a Dutch-era fort located in Bandarawata, Sitawaka. The excavations are supervised by the Assistant Director of Archeology for the Sabaragamuwa province. The excavation project is headed by the Assistant Director for Archeology for the Sabaragamuwa province, HSTK Madura Piruma. We are at an important juncture of the Sitawaka kingdom. We are at the location believed to be where the palace once stood. Special excavations were not conducted here before. Therefore, excavations commenced last year in this area. This area was also under the Dutch as a fortress after they invaded the land. We identified the outer wall and 4 bastions. After the excavations in the outer area, we commenced the excavations in the inner area of the site. We discovered certain artifacts carved out of black stones. Therefore, we believe that we have found the ruins of an old stairwell that once belonged to the palace. We have discovered very important features. We believe that further excavations will help in proving that this was where the palace of King Rajasingha from the Sitawaka era once stood.
රජමාලිගාව තිබුණෙත් මෙතනයි කියන එක මම හිතන්නේ අපේ ඉදිරියේදී හොඳටම තහවුරු කරන්න හැකියි කියලා විශ්වාස කරනවා.
History records that Prince Tikiri Bantara, also known as Prince Rajasingha, claimed the throne after murdering his father, King Mayadunne. King Mayadunne was one of the 3 brothers involved in the famous Vijayabha Kollaya. King Rajasingha's reign on the throne was from 1581 to 1593, and he also led the war against the Portuguese. He was famous for the Portuguese massacre in the battle in Mullaria.
And that concludes our lunchtime news bulletin for the day. Do stay tuned for the rest of the Live at 55 bulletins coming to you throughout the day. Take care and have a good day. I'm Natasha the Sanayaka for News First.